If you are looking for a straightforward and delicious sourdough bread recipe, look no further. To make this bread, you'll need a few things: starter, flour, salt, bowl, scale, and something to mix it with, like a spatula. Here you can see an active starter. A happy starter is a bubbly starter. I like to measure out all my ingredients ahead of time to make it easier along the way. Here you'll see me measuring out 10 grams of salt. I'm pouring out 300 grams of warm water here. You want it to be about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Now this measurement doesn't need to be exactly perfect because you will have opportunities to add water in later, like when you're kneading with your hands or when you add the salt water mixture. Here you see me topping off my 300 grams of water and adding in flour. For best results, you'll want to use 50 grams of wheat flour and 450 grams of all-purpose flour. Next comes your opportunity to add active starter. You're going to want to put 100 grams of active starter into your bowl before you mix with water. Here you see me just making sure that I get those last precious few grams of this amazing starter. Once you've reached 100 grams, it is time to add in your water. Here you can see I've added all my water and I'm pulling it toward myself so I can give it a nice gentle mix. Once your starter and your water are combined, start adding in your flour. Make sure you don't add it too quickly so that it's easier to stir. As you can see up until this point, the ingredients have been fairly easy to stir together. After I add this next batch of flour, things are going to get a little tougher. As you can see, I've added in my last bit of flour here, and the consistency is getting tough, so it's time to use your hands. Our goal here isn't to do the main kneading for this dough, but it is to get everything thoroughly combined. As you can see here, the dough is a bit sticky, and that is exactly to be expected. We are looking to have a shaggy dough. Grab yourself some plastic wrap because now we're looking to leave this covered to let it rest for 30 minutes. While you're waiting is a great opportunity to make your saltwater mixture, which is 10 grams of salt and 25 grams of water. Incorporate this in by dipping your hands into the saltwater mixture and kneading it in. Don't be afraid to grab the dough and squeeze it and break it apart to really make sure that your salt water is incorporated thoroughly. Once again, you're going to want to let this rest for 30 minutes now that all the ingredients are incorporated. While it's resting, preheat your oven with your Dutch oven inside to 500 degrees. We are going to uncover this dough and start the bulk fermentation process, which is when you dip your hands in the water here so it doesn't stick, and you begin your series of stretch and folds. As you can see here, stretch and folds aren't too tricky, so don't worry. All you want to do is stretch the dough and fold it over on itself. Each set of times that you do this, you're going to want to allow the dough to rest for 30 minutes at a time. Next will be time to shape the dough. Sprinkle your surface with flour and form the dough into a ball. It's important that after this step, you let it rest for at least an hour covered up before transferring it into your Dutch oven or scoring it on your countertop. In a moment, you're going to see me move this Dutch oven with my oven mitt because it has been preheated at 500 degrees and it's very hot. I score my loaf and then I bake covered for 25 minutes with the lid on. After 25 minutes at 500 degrees, you're going to want to remove the lid and lower the temperature to 425 degrees. This gives the bread an opportunity to develop that beautiful darkened crust. Let your bread cool and enjoy.